even without the knee, that should have been a knockdown. I thought I should have won a competitive fight. I think I did what I needed to do necessary to make the rounds. I'm just a little frustrated with the scorecards. I thought I should have won.
Did Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, it was a draw. He take a knee.
That's why I don't want to box no more. I want to do therapy, right? But I feel as though if I do therapy, it will lose the fire that I have inside me.
In a dramatic twist following the rumored announcement of their highly anticipated rematch, Lamont Roach made a shocking and unexpected appearance at Gervonta Tank Davis's training facility. The move has sent shockwaves through the boxing world, injecting a new surge of intensity into the already heated rivalry between the two fighters. This rivalry, which began with their controversial draw, has now reached a boiling point. Their previous encounter was fraught with controversy, most notably in the pivotal 9th round when Davis took a knee after a sharp jab from Roach. Technical issues prevented an instant replay review, and the referee's decision not to rule it a knockdown left fans and analysts alike questioning the true outcome of the fight. Now, with both fighters demanding a decisive rematch, the stage is set for a showdown that promises to settle the score once and for all.
What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in the, I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need, what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank, Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coach just said, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah.
Shortly after the rematch was reportedly confirmed, witnesses reported a bold move by Lamont Roach, who showed up at Gervonta Tank Davis's gym, clad in his workout gear and exuding unwavering confidence. Roach walked into the facility where Davis was deep in training, creating a palpable tension in the air. Eyewitnesses described the scene as charged, with Roach approaching Davis, seemingly delivering one clear message: the fight isn't over, and he's ready to settle the score. In the ring, though Davis appeared briefly taken aback by the unexpected intrusion, the exchange, short but intense, highlighted the personal stakes and fierceness of their rivalry. The incident quickly went viral, spreading across social media as videos and photos captured the raw emotion of the moment. Fans and analysts alike praised Roach's audacity, seeing his gym appearance as a calculated attempt to get under Davis's skin ahead of the rematch. Online chatter has only intensified, with many speculating that this public display of bravado could give Roach a psychological edge. Prominent voices in the boxing community have weighed in. Some see it as an extension of the fierce competitive spirit shared by both fighters, while others believe it's a deliberate attempt to disrupt Davis's focus during his training. This unexpected gym visit has added a new layer to an already charged rivalry. Beyond settling old scores, the rematch now promises to be a battle of wills, with both fighters determined to prove who truly deserves supremacy in the lightweight division. As governing bodies like the WBA continue to monitor the situation, this public showdown has only strengthened the notion that nothing will stand in the way of these two warriors. With the rematch on the horizon, all eyes will be on the ring. Fans and analysts alike are already touting it as one of the most must-watch events in the division, where every punch thrown and every moment of psychological warfare could shift the fight's outcome. Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez has also weighed in, sharing his thoughts on the anticipated clash this week.
Did Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, it was a draw. He take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face. That's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my business.
After the rematch was reportedly confirmed, Lamont Roach made a bold statement on social media, stating that the fight could happen as soon as the end of May. Davis, who had previously hinted at the possibility of early retirement at just 30 years old, has now announced that he plans to fight at least 4 more times, with a rematch against Roach being one of those bouts. He also indicated that he intends to avoid the long pauses between fights that have marked his career in recent years. Davis demonstrated his ability to handle a quick turnaround in 2023, taking on 2 fights in just a few months. He first defeated Luis Garcia by stoppage on January 7th, then returned to the ring just over 3 months later to face Ryan Garcia on April 22nd, securing another stoppage victory. The controversy surrounding Davis versus Roach went far beyond the usual debates that come with a draw. It centered on a pivotal moment in the 9th round when referee Steve Willis chose not to call Davis's voluntary knee a knockdown. The New York State Athletic Commission attributed its failure to review the replay to a technical issue, despite replay reviews being permitted in the state. Calls have emerged for the fight to be re-evaluated, with some even advocating for it to be overturned in Roach's favor, though that remains unlikely. This isn't just because Davis is the bigger draw, but because even if the knockdown had been officially recognized, there's no way to determine how the fight, or even the remainder of that round, would have played out. Fighters often adjust their strategies after being knocked down, and retroactively declaring it a 10-8 round for Roach is something the judges weren't obligated to do in the first place sets a risky precedent. Athletic commissions tend to be cautious about altering results after the fact, and this situation is no exception. The draw will probably stand, despite its unpopularity, and there is some rational justification for this as well. The rematch is now highly anticipated, far more than the original fight ever was. That first bout still drew solid numbers at the gate in Brooklyn, and Tank vs. Roach 2 feels inevitably almost a necessity. If it doesn't happen, it won't just fuel the usual debates about Davis ducking opponents, it'll leave an undeniable void in his legacy. This was a fight we witnessed, and it demands a second chapter. However, it may be challenging for premier boxing champions to quickly allocate the budget for another event by late May. While fans fully expect the rematch to happen this year, a 3-month turnaround seems unlikely. In an exclusive interview with Boxing Scene on Thursday, Roach expressed confidence that Davis would exercise the rematch clause in their contract. At the same time, Roach trusts the New York State Athletic Commission to deliver a fair ruling on the controversial events of the 9th round at Barclays Center. Roach said, "I hope a rematch happens sooner rather than later. Everybody's still talking about the fight, and it's 5 days later. It's been a huge spectacle, a topic of discussion, the review by the commission and the fight with this build-up. Why not strike while the iron's hot? I'm already contractually tied to a rematch. If they call me, I'll be ready." Regarding the commission ruling, a person with knowledge of the matter informed Boxing Scene on Thursday that a decision is expected soon, most likely by the beginning of next week. Roach said, "I think it definitely plays in our favor that there hasn't been a ruling yet. There's something to consider when it comes to the outcome. If they had a decision, they'd be point blank. But we're going to be in referee." Steve Willis could have docked Davis points or worse for taking a knee, turning his back on Roach and reaching into the ring with his trainer. Instead, Willis chose to exercise his discretion by allowing the bout to continue without penalizing Davis, who also avoided repercussions from an instant replay review, due to Prime Video pay-per-view producers failing to provide the footage to the commission's ringside official in time for a proper review before the start of the 10th round. Sentiment is growing in the boxing world that the New York Commission may declare the bout a no contest. This decision would acknowledge that Davis was deprived of the chance to fight with his usual reckless abandon in the final 3 rounds, something he might have done had he been aware of his 10-8 scoring deficit in the 9th. 2 judges scored the round 10-9 in favor of Davis, a pivotal decision that allowed the 3-division champion from Baltimore to escape with a draw, with final scores of 114-114, 114-114, and 115-113. Roach said, "Justice will be doing the right thing whether they count the knockdown that should have been a knockdown, whether they take into consideration that he turned his back and received assistance outside the ring from a coach. That's unheard of without a disqualification. If they overturn it, that's the right thing to do. If it doesn't happen, that's extra fuel to the fire." A Davis-Roach rematch following their electrifying first bout that packed 19,250 fans into Brooklyn's Barclays Center is sure to ignite widespread excitement, pitting the relentless Roach against a vengeance-fueled Davis. According to Roach, the rematch will be an extension of the fight from Saturday. "It wasn't just a bad night for Davis," Roach said. "I'm not buying that at all. He did some good things in there, and Tank would have beaten a lot of guys that night. It wasn't enough. He felt good. He knew what he was up against. He made slight adjustments and tried to punch harder. That was the real Tank in there. And come next time, it better be a better Tank, because I'm going to be a better me. He better come with Hessick game." Roach maintains that he was fully affected by Davis's strongest blows. "Definitely," Roach said. "I told him that. In one mid-fight verbal exchange, Davis told me, 'I thought you hit way harder than this.' I responded, 'Who are you to talk? You had a 90% knockout ratio, and I'm standing right here jawing at you. Come on, Bray, you hit me a couple times, and I'm still right here." Roach said the turning point came when he took Davis's best shot and realized, "All right, it's time to get down and Davis retorted that he would not lose the battle. Roach added, "It was him realizing I'm in here with a guy who might beat me tonight. But by the end of the day, he realized, look, dude, I'm the guy. I'm the star. You don't knock me out, you aren't going to get it." That's what it came down to. It was him getting the best of me, but let me tear him down in his mind. He probably knows he's the star, the one who brings the money in. It was a competitive fight, but I think I did enough to get the victory for sure. In addition to Willis's mistakes, Prime Video was unable to obtain a replay of the 9th round knockdown in time to present it to the commission's replay official. Roach said, "That looks like foul play. It all points to the obvious." And the obvious would be all those things factored into the fight being scored a draw, when it should have played to my favor, whether it's the points, a disqualification, or the knockdown. Roach did not want to label the incidents against him as pure corruption, stating, "What happened to me was unfortunate. I feel as though I didn't get a fair shake. Because of the status of the fighter, I was fighting a superstar, a guy who's hands down the most popular drawer in America. For that to happen to the star against a huge underdog, I don't think it's too far-fetched for people to lean to what they would consider run." Come on, Roach added. Steve Willis started a count. He was in his nature doing the right thing. For you to stop the count, even when I said something to him, "Keep counting," to just brush it off and let the fight continue, it's just crazy. There's a lot of explaining to do, and if he doesn't have an explanation, then we can lean to, well, maybe there is corruption. Despite his criticisms, Roach said he's not advocating for the dismissal of referee Willis. "I'm not too harsh. I know people make mistakes. Whether that was intentional or not, we'll never know unless he confesses. I don't hope his job is on the line, but I hope he knows he played a part in something that could have been very huge, not just to me, but to boxing. This will forever be a stain on boxing if this is upheld as a draw because of a knockdown not being scored. His credibility is at stake." WBA President Gilberto Mendoza revealed to The Ring on Sunday that he is set to push for a rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach. Davis, ranked number 8 on The Ring's pound-for-pound list, expressed openness to a rematch during the post-fight press conference but doubted it would be his next bout. Mendoza, however, holds the authority to mandate an immediate rematch. He said, "I think there's no doubt about having a rematch on this. I think this supersedes the public perception of boxing involved here with a huge star for the sport, and we need to send a strong message." It was a very controversial night. Mendoza is expected to push for the WBA Championships Committee to vote on an immediate rematch. Roach, who entered the fight as a major underdog, now holds the WBA junior lightweight title. If the committee officially mandates a rematch, regulations require it to take place within 120 days. Meanwhile, Davis retains the contractual right to demand an immediate rematch since he did not secure a victory, Mendoza added. Maybe Willis saw a competitive fight. Maybe he saw it wasn't a punch, but how can you understand how he put the knee on the canvas? However, given that immediate replay is accessible in New York, it's odd that it wasn't used. Terence Crawford noted on X following the fight that Floyd Mayweather, after injuring his hand against Carlos in Ling Yi, took a knee, a moment that was rightfully scored as a knockdown. Roach is now forced to ponder what might have been and hold out hope for an instant rematch to give him a chance at justice.
What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
Nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that, but it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in the, I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need, what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Veteran MMA analyst and passionate boxing enthusiast Joe Rogan was left speechless after witnessing Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach deliver a breathtaking performance in their Fight of the Year contender. Rogan took to Instagram to express his AW, reflecting on the outstanding title fight between Davis and Roach. Watching the replay of the amazing fight last night between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, I had never seen Lamont fight before, but I'm a big fan now. Rogan posted, "The fight ended in a draw, but it was an incredible contest. I really hope they run it back." For the first time in his career, Davis didn't emerge victorious, settling for a draw after an unbroken streak of 30 professional wins in the lead to the bout. Davis had even hinted at retirement, though whether he follows through remains to be seen. Meanwhile, Roach extended his unbeaten run to 7 fights after battling Davis to a majority draw. As speculation surrounding a Davis versus Roach rematch heats up, one thing is certain: Davis is on the hook for a hefty 6-figure payout. During Friday's official win, tensions ran high as Davis boldly wagered $250,000 that he would stop Roach before the final bell. However, after 12 hard-fought rounds, Roach was still standing, leaving Davis with a costly lesson and a debt to settle. Davis explained that his unexpected decision to take a knee during the fight was due to hair grease seeping into his eyes, blurring his vision. In a controversial move, the referee chose not to rule it a knockdown for Roach, an oversight that could have significantly altered the course of the bout. Now, with a potential match on the horizon, Davis is left with a choice: stay in the ring or walk away. Rogan, still buzzing from the grueling 12-round battle, is eager to see the two fighters go at it again. "Let's see them run it back," Rogan said, echoing the excitement felt by fans and analysts alike.
You know, listen, it was a good fight, man. You know what I mean? And Whitcomb came to fight. Lamont came to fight. They know each other. Just what I tell people, it wasn't gonna be no easy fight. You know what I mean? And I was telling everybody that. Now they understand what I was saying. Them guys knew each other. Plus, they probably used to spar each other. Matter of fact, they did. You spar each other back in the day.
Bose Ennis has weighed in on the controversy surrounding the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight, suggesting that Davis's influence in the sport may have played a role in the referee's decision to give him the benefit of the doubt. In an interview with YSM Sports Media, Ennis stated, "I see that he started counting, then he stopped. You know what I mean? But you got to understand, Tank got a lot of power." He went on to explain that Davis's influence in boxing cannot be ignored, especially with his ability to fill seats. "Tank puts in the seats," Ennis added, underscoring Davis's massive edro. Davis's popularity has been undeniable in recent years, with his pay-per-view successes further cementing his status as a major star. His victory over Frank Martin last June garnered around 325,000 to 350,000 domestic pay-per-view buys, generating approximately $26 million in revenue. The event also pulled in nearly $14 million at the gate, marking Davis's 7th consecutive pay-per-view headliner. His showdown with Ryan Garcia in April 2023 proved to be an even bigger success, racking up 1.2 million pay-per-view buys and generating over $100 million in domestic revenue. Meanwhile, his clash with Roach Jr. set a new attendance record at Barclays Center, drawing a crowd of 19,250. The event also secured the second highest gate ever recorded at the venue. Despite these accomplishments, Ennis raised the question, does Davis's commercial appeal mean he can get away with breaking? The controversy erupted during the fight when Davis took a knee in the 9th round, citing hair grease in his eyes, which blurred his vision. The referee, Steve Willis, chose not to rule it a knockdown for Roach, a decision that has sparked intense debate. The New York State Athletic Commission (NYSAC) has since started an investigation into the incident. Although they have not indicated that the ruling will be overturned, they cited a technical issue that prevented a timely replay review, though they emphasized their commitment to avoiding such issues in forfeiture. Roach's team has formally requested that the ruling be changed in their favor, but chances of that happening remain slim. Ennis's comments highlight the weight Davis's influence carries within the sport, which could be a factor in the rematch negotiations. Amid the controversy, Ennis, who believes the fight could have ended in a knockdown, disagreed with the backlash against Davis. "It was a great fight. I had it 7-5 Tanks, or you could make it a draw," he said. "People just don't like Tank. They feel like he probably lost because he didn't knock Haim out." However, not everyone shares this sentiment. Legendary trainer Jeff Mayweather expressed his disappointment with the officiating, particularly the referee's decision to stop and then restart the 8 count on Davis. Mayweather noted that Davis's corner was also allowed to assist him without permission in action he deemed inappropriate. "There were a few things that were pretty bad in that fight," he said, referring to the errors made by referee Steve Willis. Mayweather believes that referees need to be held accountable for such mistakes. The controversy surrounding the officiating has drawn criticism from many, including Claressa Shields, who tweeted, "How much did they pay the ref? This is crazy, *. Ryan Garcia also took to X to express his frustration, stating that Lamont Roach won the fight, and that not calling the knockdown was one of the wildest things he's ever seen in boxing. "That type of stuff makes boxing look bad," Garcia said. As the NYSAC continues its investigation, the debate over the decision rages on, whether the result is overturned or not. The controversy has only heightened anticipation for a potential rematch between Davis and Roach, a fight that could now carry even greater stakes. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.